Hi, and welcome to Silent Partner. You're here with me. I am Teach, and this is the Bible, a synopsis. Um, if you're new to the channel and this is your first time watching, welcome. You join us this week. We are going to be looking at the book of Daniel. If you are faithful following and you are watching each week, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And as I keep saying, if you know anyone that can find this information useful, please do pass it along to them. So without further ado, we are going to be diving into the book of Daniel. So please grab a pen, a pad, and some type of writing implement. I am going to read through my notes right now. And while I'm reading through my notes, you should be taking your own notes and we should be learning together. Okay? So the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel is found in the Old Testament of the Bible, and it's a mix of history and apocalyptic visions. Okay? It is set during the Babylonian exile and follows the life of Daniel, a young Jewish nobleman, and his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and several Persian and Babylonian kings. Now, the book is divided into two main sections. You've got sections 1 to 6 and sections 7 to 12, which is the chapters, right? So chapters 1 to 6 is narrative history. So it narrates the history of what's happening with all of these people I've just mentioned. Chapters 7 to 12 are Daniel's apocalyptic dreams and visions. So we're going to look at chapters 1 to 6. Right. Now, there's main bits that stand out. So I'm going to look at some of the main bits that stand out. Now, one of the key moments include shortly after they're taken captive into Babylon, Daniel and his friends refuse to eat the king's meat, and they refuse to defile themselves with the king's food, demonstrating faithfulness to God. Then there's the interpretation of King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, including the famous vision of the statue, which represents successive kingdoms. There is also the famous event at the fiery furnace where Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego are thrown into the fire for their refusal to worship the idol of the king. But yet they emerge from this furnace unharmed, and the Bible says even their clothes didn't smell of smoke. There's also the interpretation where Daniel interprets the mysterious writings on the wall during King Belshazzar's feast. And then there's Daniel and the lion's den, where Daniel's miraculous deliverance from the mouths of the lion or the lions after being thrown into the den for his unwavering prayers to God. Now we have the second half. So the second half of Daniel includes chapters 7 to 12, as I said. These chapters contain Daniel's prophetic visions, which have lots of symbolic imagery. These prophecies foretell the rise and fall of various empires, the coming messianic figure, and the ultimate triumph of God's kingdom. These visions include the four beasts, representing four world empires, the visions of the ram and the goat, symbolizing future conflicts, a detailed prophecy of 70 weeks, often interpreted as a timeline for the coming of the Messiah, a final vision of the end times, offering hope for the faithful and the promise of resurrection. The main themes of the book of Daniel. the main themes of the book of Daniel: God's sovereignty throughout human history, the power of faith in the middle of adversity, and the ultimate victory of God's kingdom. The book of Daniel is a source of inspiration. It's inspirational to us, and it teaches us about the perseverance and how to trust in God and his divine providence. Now, throughout the book of Daniel, we read of faith, we read of divine sovereignty, and we read of hope in God's deliverance. Daniel's courage and the miraculous interventions attributed to God serve as a source of inspiration for us, but also as an assurance to be faithful in our everyday lives, and especially in times of persecution. And this has been Daniel. Thank you.